Welcome to Episode 2 of the Inner Guidebook, my inner guidebook, your inner guidebook to a better you. Hopefully, it becomes everyone's inner guidebook one day to a better life, a easier life. And to go straight into it for this episode, I'm going to speak about something that I've personally been going through the past few months, and it's something I've had to adapt to, it's something I've had to accept, and that is change. I've had to go through a lot of change, but what I really want to speak about today is embracing change. Because only good comes from embracing change. Nothing bad ever comes from embracing change, especially in the long run. In the long term, only good comes from it. And because only good ever comes from embracing change, it doesn't come easy at all. Change is never easy, and especially embracing change is not easy at all. And one of the biggest things, I don't think it's one of the biggest things, it is the biggest thing that stops us from not only embracing change, it stops us from the opportunity of embracing change. And it stops us from the opportunity of embracing change because it stops us from change completely. And that is the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown not only stops us from embracing change, but it stops us from just taking that step to change. And so the biggest thing that will help us in embracing change is overcoming the fear of the unknown. Overcoming the fear of the unknown is the biggest pillar to embracing change. And the thing with overcoming the fear of the unknown is knowing that the fear of the unknown comes from not knowing what we will go through, yet somehow already deciding that it's bad for us, that it's worrying for us, that it's going to be a struggle, it's going to be a difficulty, that it's scary for us. So we don't know what we are about to step into. It's the unknown, but we already make it known to our minds that it's bad, that it's sad, that it's worrying, that it's scary. So how does that ever make sense? We decided to ourselves. We don't know what we will go through, but we also don't know how much we will gain from it. We don't know what we will go through, but we also don't know how much we will take from it, how much positivity and how much positive change we will take from it. And no matter what we go through in life, ultimately, we only ever go through what we really need. No matter what we go through, we ultimately go through what we really need. It doesn't have to be something that we really need now. Maybe it's something that you need later. And how much of a toll it takes on you will depend on how fast you need the lesson. And how long it lasts going through it will depend on how much you need to take from the lesson. So how much of a toll it takes on you will depend on how fast you need it, and how long it lasts will depend on how much you need from it. We always eventually look back at everything we've been through and we're glad they happened. We're glad they happened because they either removed someone that needed to be removed from our lives, removed something that needed to be removed from our lives, and even if it didn't remove someone or something, maybe it's given us something that we need in our lives. Maybe we've gained something from something we went through that we need in our lives. So we always look back and we're glad everything we've been through actually happened. With the fear of the unknown, it's one thing to have fear of the unknown, and it's another completely to be scared of the unknown. So, with the fear of the unknown, it's one thing to have fear of the unknown, and it's another completely to be scared of the unknown. Being scared of the unknown will stop you from stepping into the unknown, from taking that new risk. Being scared of the unknown will actually stop you from stepping into the unknown and taking that risk. Fear of it is knowing that it's natural for it to be there. It's natural to be fearful of the unknown because excitement and fear go hand in hand. If you stop and you think about it, whenever you have fear of something, you're also excited for something. So, because you're so excited, because you're giving it so much importance from excitement, you're also fearful of that moment, of that experience, of that opportunity. But don't be scared of the moment or the opportunity or the experience, because being scared of it will stop you from achieving it, will stop you from embracing it, and will stop you from changing to achieve it, will stop you from embracing the change you needed to go through to achieve it. It's exciting. It's a new experience. It's a new opportunity. It's something new to your life, to your character, but also to your mind. And because it's new, it's unfamiliar. You've never stepped into it before. You've never tried it before. You've never done it before. So it's okay to be fearful of it. It's natural. It's not even okay to be fearful of it. It's natural to be fearful of it. When something's okay to happen, it means it might happen. But when something is natural to happen, it means it will happen. And to have fear of the unknown will happen. But overcoming the fear of the unknown will come through embracing the changes you will go through to overcome the fear of the unknown. But in order to overcome the fear of the unknown, if we really want to grow and elevate from experiences, we have to let go of old habits, old attachments, old relationships, old routines, anything that's stopping us from growing or getting better, we will have to let go of. And this is what brings me to the next point of embracing change, and even stepping into change at all will take practicing the art of letting go. The art of letting go is one of the biggest pillars that makes it so easy for us to not only go through changes, but to also embrace them. Not only to go into the unknown, but to also not be scared of the unknown. Have fear of the unknown, but not be scared of it. We will step into it, we will embrace it, but first we need to practice the art of letting go. And if we really want to grow and elevate from new experiences, we will have to let go of old habits and attachments. If we really want to grow and elevate from new experiences, we will have to let go of old habits and attachments. The biggest mental barrier that gets in the way of us actually taking the step and letting someone or something go is expectations. Expectations always get in the way of us actually taking that step of letting someone go. And so instead of letting go of something or someone that's keeping us from growing or getting better, we end up lowering our expectations to match its energy or their energy. So instead of letting them go, we lower our expectations to match their energy. We tell ourselves we're going to lower our expectations. We have to lower our expectations. It's our fault. we have to do it. When really, when we lower our expectations, we're lowering our standards. When you lower your expectations, you're actually lowering your standards. Because remember, when you lower your standards, you lower your value. And the only way to raise your value is to set new standards. The more standards you set for yourself, your surroundings, your life, depends on how much you get to know about yourself. And how much you get to know about yourself will depend on how much you have to let go when you're embracing change. So let go. Let go of your comfort zone. Make the extra harder effort to be in your uncomfort zone. Because in order for you to embrace change, some people, some relationships, some habits, and old attachments have to change first. Before you change, these habits, these attachments, all of that has to change first. We only ever grow under stress. And it's no surprise, and we all understand that letting go of old habits, relationships we're used to, people we're used to, attachments we're used to, even a routine, letting go of that will put us under stress and will put us under pressure. But we only ever grow under stress, and we only ever really dig deep under pressure. We unlock new abilities and capabilities in us through those stressful times and through pressure that ends up getting us through it, and also ends up getting us through everything that comes after. So all the abilities and capabilities we unlock through those stressful times end up getting us through it. So here's my message to you. Apply for that job. Move to that country. Try that new experience. Try on that new crazy outfit. Whatever change you are trying to embrace it. Big or small, go for it. And anyone or anything that's stopping you from embracing that change, let them go. When you take that leap of change, when you start chasing the embrace in change, you will go through adversity. But to successfully go through adversity, we have to change. We have to be accepting to change, and after and going through the change, we might as well embrace it. You won't only have to change to take on something new, but you will also have to embrace the change when going through the adversity in what is new. So you won't only have to change when you're going through something new, but you have to change when going through adversity in that what is new. To handle the negatives and the adversity and only move forward with the positives, you need to be open to changing your routine, to changing your ways. That will give you the flexibility, and flexibility gives you strength. We need to really understand that the attempt of change is the success, not the result of change. So the attempt of change and the attempt of embracing that change, that's the real success. So you trying over and over to embrace the change, that is already the success. Not the actual result you got from trying to embrace the change. So the repetitive attempts for the change is already in itself enough change. You won't feel your best when you first attempt to change. You won't feel your best when you first attempt to embrace the change, and that's okay. It's natural. And like I said earlier in the episode, when something is natural, it will happen. When something is okay, it might happen. It's okay to happen. And when I say it's going to feel natural for you when you attempt change, when you attempt to embrace change, it means you will feel that way. But it's okay to feel that way. You won't feel your best at first thinking about it, and you won't feel your best at first when you try to embrace it. And that's what you should expect. And when you expect it, it will be easier to attempt. It will be easier to deal with because you will know how to manage that emotion and how to go for change and the embracing of change with that emotion there. The risk of change, going through change at a specific phase in your life, is not only for that specific phase in your life. That's the beautiful thing about going through change. That's the beautiful thing of trying to embrace change. Not because you are going through it in the present, it doesn't mean that you won't need it in the future. And the beautiful thing about the strengths and the flexibility that are gained through embracing change are the ones that go unnoticed. And sometimes the changes embraced through new risks and adversity that might come with it are for phases in your life that you even haven't went through yet. So the changes that you are going to go through and that you are going to embrace at the current phase in your life, some of them aren't even meant for that phase in your life. They're meant for phases that are going to come after. And they're for areas in your life and in your character that weren't meant to change, but needed to change. You even deep down wanted them to change, but you didn't think that this new experience that you are going through now would be the one to change it. You didn't think that this new experience would be the one to improve that aspect in your life and that part in your character. There will come a time in your life where you'll go through a different phase in your life much later on, and you'll thank yourself that you embraced change earlier in your life. Because what you gained from it is helping you grow from a situation, face a situation that you are going through at a completely different stage of your life in a completely different time in your life. Change and the road of embracing change will push you into isolation. And we worry of isolation, or we are always scared of isolation, when really, through isolation, we reach elevation. And what that means is we reach elevation in our thoughts, in our ideas, in our thinking, in our actions. Isolation brings the best in us. Isolation brings out the best of us. And this is what we sometimes really need when going through change. Isolation is something that we need when we're going through embracing change. And in elevation, we reach our purpose. We meet our purpose, we get introduced. We are more likely to get introduced to our purpose. But this is a conversation for another time. This was the end of episode 2 of the Inner Guidebook, and hopefully one day it becomes everyone's inner guidebook. This was the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed the talk about embracing change. I hope this talk will get you to take that leap and change. Take that leap in your new journey, in your new experiences, and through that journey and experience, you will also embrace change. I'll see you at the next one.